Egypt. Alhamdulillah. I'm a little nervous. I never speaking ABC before. I have a question. You like music?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Alhamdulillah. I like music too. It's okay. We play a little music. It relaxes me. It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We play just a little music. He's a British singer, but Oh, I'm feeling better. Oh, I'm feeling better. I have another question. You feeling better?
Yes.
You like my music?
Sure.
You like it? Alhamdulillah. You like frogs?
Exactly.
Do you like frogs?
Sure.
You like frogs? I give you frog. You want frog?
Thank you.
You want frog? You want frog? I told them over there, okay? No, you give them, you pass them back there. I don't want to do that.
A frog launcher.
It will be better. Oh, I will do it next time. I like it.
Do the thing that you have to hit it like that and it flies across the room.
I like that too. But for now, I place on your desk. You like frog?
I do.
In the back, you like a frogs? Alhamdulillah. Okay, you pass it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not getting. No, it's called a lawsuit. It's called a lawsuit. You like a frog? You like frog? Okay. What's your name?
Joe.
Joe. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kim, you like a frog?
Absolutely.
I thought you. Mr. Julian, you like a frog? You like my music? Oh, thank you, thank you. I feel so much better. I feel so much better. My father is from Egypt. Als ich in Deutschland war, habe ich so viele von dieser Arbeit gemacht. Ich komme aus Hannover. Hannover ist in der Nähe von Frankfurt. Why you look at me so strange? Have you never seen anyone go from an Arabic Egyptian accent to a Deutsche accent? Really? My name is Soraya Morgan Gutmann. My father is a first-generation Egyptian. My mother is a first-generation German. My husband is a first-generation Russian. I believe in God, in Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And my husband is Jewish. My father's family in Egypt had to fight in the Egyptian-Israeli war. My mother, a first-generation German. I suppose you can imagine what my grandfather was.
Nazi.
Yes, high-ranking Nazi. My husband's family lost relatives, both in the Israeli-Egyptian Six-Day War and in the Holocaust. I bet you're wondering what our family holidays are like. And I bet you're wondering, what does this have to do with me? What does this have to do with my business? What does this have to do with the topic of this seminar? Everything. But we'll get to that in a minute. So has anybody ever been to the Middle East? Has anybody ever been to Egypt? Yeah? Where have you been? Dubai. Dubai. Okay, good. So has anybody seen pictures of people in the Middle East? Yeah. Okay, so from your perspective, would you say that Egypt is let's just keep up the rules here. We're just talking about transportation. From a transportation perspective, would you say Cairo seems like a really organized place. What are some words that would come out of your mouth?
Chaos.
Chaos. Disorder. Has anybody ever met anybody from Egypt aside from me? Yeah, would you say that they're warm relationship type of people? Yes, they are. Very relationship, right? They move their hands a lot. They're big picture. They invite you to their home for a meal. Would you say, just hypothetically speaking, that Egyptians were detailed oriented? No, not really. Details, schmetails. Now, has anybody ever been to Germany? Okay, again, transportation perspective. What are some words? On time. What else would you say about transportation in Germany? Organized. Sorry? Clean. Yes. So, has anybody ever met a German? Okay. Would you say that Germans were, would you say that a high priority for them was like people focused, or they would be more detailed? Yeah. Do you think that they are really good at excellence of whatever project that they're working on? Oh yeah. Would you, let me ask you this, would you, if you had a surgery, would you rather have an Egyptian open up give you a heart transplant, or would you want a German? A German, right? Because they're excellent. So here is what I'm going to share with you. My name is Soraya Morgan Gutmann. I founded, I successfully sold a full-service business advisory company when it wasn't for sale. And I sold it to a company called Brand Launcher. And I have been now with Brand Launcher for 5 years. And what I've learned in my life is that when I was 13 years old, we were living in Texas. And my father, who, first-generation Egyptian, had a very thick accent. My mother, first-generation German, had a very thick, I mean, honestly, I don't even know how they spoke together. Their English was not that great. They were immigrants, right? And so you can imagine growing up, not even really knowing what football was in Texas, right? My father decided one day that we would go and visit Egypt and Germany. And I was 13 years old. And what I realized is that the people in Egypt have very different body languages and mentalities and thinking than people in Germany. And so when we went back to Texas, even though I was quite the misfit, I don't know how you would ever think that, right? I realized that when I looked at people in the hallway, even though I couldn't articulate it at the time, I would say, oh, he's a German. Oh, she's an Egyptian. And what I did is I mirrored them. So if they were an Egyptian, if I could see from their big body language, and if I knew that I should talk about things that they cared about. They don't care about details. They cared about dreams. They care about their visions. And if I saw somebody in the hallway that I saw was a German, their body language would be very stoic. They would want to keep a distance from me, so I would keep my distance. And then whatever I wanted to ask them, I focused on data and facts in a very methodical way, and I would follow them. So now I'd like you to think about yourself. We're going to do a little exercise, and I want to think, are you more of an Egyptian or are you more of a German? At the end of the day, this has served me well my whole life. I've been able to connect with people most people can't connect with. Because how many of you have ever taken some kind of like personality assessment, a DISC assessment? Yeah, okay, that's great. And they do have their useful purposes, right? But how many people here has ever had a problem with employees? Anybody in here has ever had a problem with family members? Okay, when you've had these challenges, did you say to them, can we just take a break? Can you take this 90-minute assessment so that I know how I can deal with you? Have you ever done that? No, because challenges and problems happen what? In real time. And you have to know how to deal with problems in real time. So our research has shown, internet's been around for what, 15 years? But in the past 5 years, the internet has completely revolutionized, right? The way we think, the way we work. And it has completely taken hold of our future generation. And who is that? The millenniums. And guess what? What's the biggest population right now? The boomers, baby boomers. But you know what, according to census, is going to be a bigger population than them? The millenniums. Yeah, they're the ones that are going to determine if you're going to stay on life support or not. Right? Yeah. So what I tell my 11-year-old daughter, we got to suck it up, Buttercup. And what I'm going to share with you is some tools of how you can work with anybody of any personality. And we're going to start with a little exercise. So I'd like you to think about yourself. I want you to think, are you more of an Egyptian or are you more of a German? And then I'd like you to take a sticker and just put it on yourself. Are you more of an Egyptian or are you more of a German? Can you pass that back? Thank you. Take a sticker and then put it on your shirt. So if you, here's a couple of litmus tests you can do. Number one is how many of you have done some cooking in your life? Okay. So if you feel more comfortable with a recipe, then you're more of a German. If you take your finger and you stick it in the pot, perfect, you're more of an Egyptian. Another litmus test is, would everybody agree we're going through a lot of change in our country? Sorry? Oh, in your body? Well, I don't know you well enough. But we're all going through a lot of changes, right? So if you're feeling kind of the changes are happening or opportunities for you, and that, it's a new frontier, you're more of an Egyptian. If you're thinking like, oh my God, this is so stressful, you're managing it, but it's very stressful to you, you're more of a German. So I want you to quickly take an Egyptian and German sticker. Now, if you are an Egyptian temperament, but you like beer, you're still an Egyptian. Okay, so let's just get our rules straight. So quickly, take a sticker, Egyptian or German. Everybody's got one? Okay, good. Okay, great. So look at this ABC Center here. And look at this fabulous job Goliath Tech has given us through Julian Rusing and Deneen Thompson. Is everybody, look at the amazing food here. Is everybody feeling comfortable? You feeling comfortable? Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, because growth comes from embracing discomfort. And so on that note, I would like everyone to stand up, please. And what I would like the Germans on this side of the room, yeah, and the Egyptians on this side of the room. So Germans over here and Egyptians over here. All right, great. Germans over here and Egyptians over here. You got to have somebody. Oh, there we go. We got a couple of Egyptians. Well, you know what? And Germans also obey the rules. So, excuse me, Earl, you're an Egyptian. Oh, no. He's jumping ship? No, don't bring your bag. Just bring your body. If you have business cards, bring your business cards. Okay? Egyptians over here and Germans over here. Okay. Earl, I have to say, having talked to you, I think you're an Egyptian. Yeah, I would say you go over there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Deneen is a hybrid of both. I know her very well. So here's what we can do. People in the middle can decide. What we're going to do is I'd like you to share with somebody you don't know very well, but think about it. Just think about this amazing opportunity. We're in the middle of Newcastle, Delaware, and we found our fellow countrymen. Germans found Germans, Egyptians found Egyptians. Who would have thought? So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just choose one person. I'd like you to share one thing you are most proud of from a professional perspective. Like, what's one thing you do, bar none, that's what you were made for. Like, this is your zone. And that's the greatest thing about your business, or the greatest thing about your characteristic strength that you give to others and into your business, okay? I'd like you to do that, and I just want to share what the rules are. You're going to share that with one person, and then they're going to share it with you. And you have a total of 3 minutes. Now, Egyptians. The Germans are going to keep you on time, okay? So stop this, nah. Okay, and Germans, you're with your fellow countrymen, so there's nothing to be nervous about, okay? You're working with fellow Germans. So, excuse me, aren't you an Egyptian? You're on the wrong side, sir. Yeah, Egyptians are over here. Oh. Okay, that's another thing. Egyptians always break the rules, okay? They break the rules. Thank you so much. Oh, you're a German. I think he's really more Egyptian. This is Reggie. He's from Data Value. He's a really brilliant data scientist, but clearly nationalities is not his thing. So you have a couple of minutes. I want you to go now, find a friend, one or two people, introduce yourself, and share one thing about yourself that is your strength. So who can share one thing about your partner that we would find interesting? Who can share one thing? Oh, yes, of course, the Egyptians will always start. Yes, sir, Lynn Shepard.
Well, Luce, actually, and I are very similar. We like to help people.
You like to help people. That's great.
This similarity is she keeps good records because she's part German.
But you like to help people, powerfully like to help people. That's great. And Luis, what company are you with?
Works for KDM Development. I'm a property manager.
Great. And Lynn, where are you?
I'm with Stream. We help people save money and we help people make money.
That's great. Anybody over here, Germans, did you want to share about somebody from your group, something about them that you admire and that they see in themselves?
I thought it was pretty interesting how you talked about this people person.
Well, I try to treat people the way that I want to be treated.
Yeah.
She works with me and it's over there.
What's your name?
I'm Billy Betts. We manage mobile home facilities and parks, and we have to treat people right. We have almost 1,200 lots that we have, so we have to treat people the right way. And we have a lot going on other than that, wastewater treatment plants, all kinds of things. So we're involved in everything, but we try to treat people the way that you want to be treated.
Exactly.
We have people coming in buying homes, we sell homes, so we have a little bit of everything going on. I want to talk to people in the correct way.
That's what park I'm going to retire to.
So that's Egyptian. That's authentically Egyptian. And here's some German candy for Billy Bob and Julian. Okay, so how was this a kind of interesting exercise? You got to meet somebody from your native country. It's so exciting. Now, here's where the challenge is. We all kind of want to be around people that are like us. Would you agree? We do. We want to be around people like us. But here's the problem. Real change, growth, does not come from people that are like us. It comes from people that are different. And so on that note, I'm going to ask a German to find an Egyptian person. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to tell this complete stranger what your biggest challenge is. We all have shadows. We all have shadows. And we all have areas that are not our strength. And here's the interesting thing. I've done this exercise many, many times, and I have worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs on the cusp of growth over the past 10, 12 years. And I can tell you that what the difference between those that get to the next level and those that fall down are the ones that are willing to look in the mirror instead of putting the window down and saying, well, I'm not successful because of millenniums. I'm not successful because of our president. I'm not successful because of healthcare. I'm not successful because of the competition. And they do instead is look in the mirror and say, what can I do better? So what I'm going to ask you to do, and it's a bit of a leap of faith, is I'm going to ask you now to go talk to somebody who's different than you. And I'd like you to share simply one area that you are having a challenge with. Then you're going to be quiet and you're going to listen to what they have to say to you. And then you're going to switch. And they're going to share one thing that they're challenged with, and you're going to share insight with them. Does that make sense? Yeah? You have a total of 5 minutes. So, again, Egyptians, make the Germans feel comfortable. It's going to be hard for them. I'm asking them to do something so out of their comfort zone. And Germans, we got to stay on time. Okay, so keep these guys on time. So go. Find people that are very different from you. Egyptians, find a Germans. You're not allowed to be with a fellow person of your nationality. Okay, so let's stop. Let's stop. All right. No, don't sit down. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Yeah. Yeah. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Earl, Julian, come on. Come over here. Come in. No, in here.
Oh, in there.
In here. Come on. Yeah. Mr. Lynn Shepherd. Come on, come on. So who can... I don't want you to share. Come on. I don't want you to share what the other person shared with you. But I'd like to know from your perspective, what did you learn from this experience? What did you learn from the person that could help you? Yes, say your name again.
Joe.
Joe, and Joe, who are you with?
Roofing Resources.
Okay, tell us, Joe.
While it wasn't the challenge that I was thinking of, I noticed that it's a similar challenge that I have. So other people have the same challenges that I have, so I'm not alone.
That's great. And it was with an Egyptian, right?
Yes.
Now, see, that's the core. Oh, you know what? Because you were so brave, I have a German candy for you. Who was the Egyptian you talked to? Thomas. It's from Egypt.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the real stuff.
Go ahead. All the way back.
Yeah, and you know what? Because Americans are so picky about, sanitation or whatever, it's wrapped. So that's good. So I think what you hit it on the nail is that even though we're very different personalities, very different backgrounds, at the essence, we all have similar challenges. So what I can share with you is our time together. You might not feel comfortable. I hope you're okay with that. But what you will get from our time together is you're going to be able to find out how you can connect with anybody you need to connect to in a powerful way and get them to do what you need them to do in a powerful and positive way. Is that going to be useful to you? Yeah? Okay, good. Let's get to work. Let's get to work.